When I first started playing Dungeon Tracer, I wasn't sure what to expect from the game that combines RPG elements with a match 3 mechanics. The closest thing I had played was you must build a boat. Needless to say, I was super excited for it. The premise seemed simple: match tiles to defeat enemies and develop your character. But as I went deeper, I discovered that there were some cracks that became increasingly apparent. Available for $2.99 on iOS and Android, Dungeon Tracer has a lot of work that it still needs to be considered worth the price of admission. You start as a simple adventurer as you match tiles to trigger attacks, heal, or activate special abilities, all while clearing boards of enemies, coins, or shields. The more you play, the more you unlock, including different classes and gear that can significantly change how you approach each run. The game also incorporates a nemesis system once you unlock certain characters, with specific strengths and weaknesses against particular enemies, adding an extra strategic layer to your choices. The idea of leveling and upgrading your character within the framework of a match 3 game was intriguing, and it made each run feel more than just another puzzle to solve. But the mechanics can be complex, and the game doesn't always do the best job of explaining them. Still, the mix of strategy and puzzle solving kept me engaged, at least for the 3 hours that I put into it. It does have some interesting elements. A variety of classes and gear allow for different approaches to each dungeon run, and the nemesis system ensures that no 2 runs feel the same, at least so long as you're using different characters. This system forces you to adapt your strategy based on the enemies that you encounter, which adds some depth to an otherwise straightforward gameplay. The enemy design, while simple, are distinct enough and keep things at least a little bit visually interesting. Each enemy type has a unique feel and look to it, making it easily distinguishable during the gameplay. The visuals may not be groundbreaking, but they serve their purpose, in each enemy giving a sense of identity, even if the overall art style doesn't leave a lasting impression. I do commend the game for the amount of content that there is to realistically unlock. You can level each character to unlock flasks, to provide upgrades, and modify your class to change how you interact with the board. There's a surprising amount of depth to it. That being said, getting to the point where you see all of it is another story. One of the biggest issues that I had was the lack of clear explanation for key mechanics. For a game that relies on strategy, not understanding whether upgrading equipment upgrades it or replaces it, or what significance of certain tile combinations is, like creating an X to trigger a unique sound but no noticeable change in outcomes, can be rather frustrating. This lack of clarity hampers your ability to fully engage with the game's strategic elements. The audio design, unfortunately, doesn't do much to enhance the experience either. The soundtrack is fairly barren, lacking the dynamism that you'd expect in a game that mixes RPG elements with puzzle gameplay. The sound effects are adequate, but don't bring much energy to the table, and over time the repetitive audio can become a bit dull. It's an area where the game could have done more to create an immersive experience. Another significant issue is the pacing. While it's possible to die in the game, the runs often drag on longer than necessary, leading to a sense of fatigue rather than accomplishment. Without a clear endgame, or after realizing that the progression system gets slower the further you get, it's easy to lose motivation after just a few attempts. The game's structure doesn't do enough to keep you coming back, which is a critical flaw in a genre that thrives on replayability. In conclusion, Dungeon Tracer is a game with an intriguing concept that struggles in the execution. The combination of RPG and match 3 gameplay is a fresh idea, but with lack of clear explanations, simplistic visuals, and uninspiring audio design holding it back from truly being engaging. While there are some moments of fun, particularly with a variety of classes and the nemesis system, the game's flaws make it difficult to recommend wholeheartedly. If you're a fan of match 3 RPGs and you've played some that you've liked, there might be something here for you. But in its current state, the game needs way more polish and content to be a satisfying experience. I would recommend skipping out on this one. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave them in the comments section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.